Hello everyone, welcome to our science class again. Last week we discussed environmental protection and we concluded that we should have a family meeting and discuss how to reduce the use of resources at home. Did you have your family meeting? I had mine, and here is the report. I have decided to use natural light in the daytime. I have also decided to use rechargeable appliances to save fuel. I have started making pap from corn or maize rather than using cereal because the pap is cheaper than the cereal and it's also healthier. I have decided to always take a walk down the road rather than using my car, which consumes fuel. I have also created a recycle bag full of PET bottles, which I have planned to give to the recycle company. So this is the report of my own family meeting. We move on to our quizzes questions. Number 1 says, Tola walks to the school from home every day. He protects his environment by reducing the amount of energy he used daily. How can we reduce the use of papers in stray gates? The answer is by sending soft copy of materials. Number 3, failure to carry out environmental protection will lead to the following. Others are correct except indigestion. Uche used old calendar in the house to wrap his new books. He is protecting the environment by reusing resources. Number 5, John collected all the PET bottles in the bin so as to give them to a recycling company to turn to another useful object. That is the end of our quizzes correction. So what do we have today? This looked like the bones at the valley in the time of Ezekiel. Yes, we'll be talking about the skeletal system. Skeletal system. The bones in our body. I read from the Bible. Genesis chapter 2 verse 22 says, Then the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, he made into a woman, and he brought her to the man. At the end of this lesson, I want every child to be able to say what the skeleton is, list the components of the skeletal system, mention the functions of the skeleton, draw and label the skeletal system, and we have fun with our class activities. What are skeleton? Skeleton is an inner framework of the body made up of bones, cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. Did you know that babies have more bones in their bodies than adults? They have about 300 bones in their bodies, while adults have 206 bones. These bones are connected together by tendons and ligaments. Tendon. These are tough bands that attach the muscle to the bone. Ligaments are used to connect bones to each other. joints. These are where two bones meet. Cartilage. This is a type of tissue that covers the surface of a bone at a joint. I want you to know that cartilage helps to reduce friction between the bones, that is, within a joint. Now it's time to locate and trace. I want you to locate the tendon. Now locate the tendon. Are you able to locate it? Now trace it. It starts from the bone, the lower bone, to the muscle. As you trace it up, you see that it connects to the muscle from the lower bone. Now locate the ligament. Then trace it. You discover that the ligament connects two bones together, the lower bone and the upper bone. They were connected by the ligaments. Can you trace it with your finger? Okay. Now let's see the cartilage. You can see that cartilage covers the lower bone and the upper bone. This helps to prevent friction between the bones. Now let's move on. Why do we need the skeleton in our body? Skeleton provides the body with framework and support. Without bones in our body, we will flop. That is, we won't be able to sit or stand. Do you have a teddy bear at home? Can you touch the teddy bear? Does it have bones inside of it? No. So such teddy bear can easily flop. But because you have bones in your body, you can sit, you can stand upright without flopping. Bones are also important for protection. The skeleton provides protection for internal organs. The skull protects the brain and the eyes. The ribs protect the heart and the lungs. The vertebral column protects the spinal cord. Now, I want to tell me from the picture you are seeing on the screen, where is the brain? Yes, the brain is right inside the skull. The skull is serving as a protection to the brain. Where are the lungs and the heart? They are right behind the ribs. As you can see, the ribs protect the lungs and the heart. Where is the spinal cord? Good. Right inside the vertebral column. The vertebral column protects the spinal cord. So, the bones in our body, in our bodies, are important for protection. The skeletal system is also important for movement. It helps us to move our bodies. The skeletal system helps to produce blood cells, especially from the marrow in some bones. The skeletal system serves as the storage organ for calcium and phosphorus. Now let's go to our game time. Are you ready for the game? Yes! Okay, I will give you a few seconds to study the skeletal system. Okay, have you studied the skeletal system? Now, when I say Mr. Skeleton says, whatever Mr. Skeleton says, you do. Are we ready? Yes, let's go. Mr. Skeleton says, touch your femur. Good. Mr. Skeleton says, touch your clavicle. Right. Mr. Skeleton says, touch your scapula. Alright. Mr. Skeleton says, touch your mandible. Great. Mr. Skeleton says, touch your sacrum. Brilliant. Mr. Skeleton says, touch your patella. Excellent. Well done. Now, we're going to enjoy this video together.
Hello, I'm your skeleton. As you can plainly see, yourself 206 bones in the human body. And as a baby, you start out with about 300 different bones. That's a lot considering many fuse when you are grown. 206 bones is what you have as Skeletal. Due to all the fusion your bones do, this is the result. Ligaments hold the ends of your bones together. This is true when muscles attach a bone with tendons, connective tissue. Tendons and ligaments connect bones on either side of a joint, holding bones together tightly. That is the point. Bone marrow is a soft and spongy tissue found inside some bones. Bone marrow, stroma, stem cells are mesenchymal. Mesenchymal stem cells are two colors, yellow and red. The yellow color produces fat bone in your cartilage. The red color produces white and red blood cells. It also makes up platelets that cause clotting to stop bleeding well. Hello, I'm your skeleton. As you can plainly see, here's some of the 206 bones in the human body. Let's focus on some of the major bones in the human body. We'll start at the top of the cranium, which is called your skull, you see. Then we'll move down to the mandible. It helps you chew your food. Onto the clavicle, also called the collarbone. Here we have the sternum, which connects all your ribs. Here's the pelvis, it's your midsection, which gives you your hips. Connected to your pelvis is the biggest bone in the body. It's called the femur, and it is also the strongest bone you'll see. Right below it, if you live on you, they work together to hold your feet on your body. This is true. Let's not forget the humerus bone on the upper arm. It's attached to the radius and all of that form your forearm. Your hand is made up of about 27 bones. We'll focus on those in another one of my song catchy tones. Hello, I'm skeletons. You can plainly see here's some of the
Hope you enjoyed the video. Now you're going to do a research and find out why babies have more bones than adults. I believe you enjoyed this lesson. Until we meet next week, goodbye.